Hi everybody and welcome to Masha's Date Corner. I'm Masha. How you all doing today? Today is the 21st of June. Wow. So we're coming up to some holidays in Canada. One is Saint Jean Baptiste and the other one is Canada Day, which is we celebrate very highly. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about personalities. It's going to be a little bit long, and I'm sorry for that. But I just want you to really understand that in a relationship, we're not all the same. Okay? We are different in so many ways. And it's important that we just know the differences. Okay? So, it can influence your relationship depending on the dynamic and the longevity. So while there's no single best personality type, because everybody's different, understanding how different traits are, you'll learn just how to interact with that person. Okay? So just remember, you could be an extrovert, introvert, agreeable, consciousness, openness, experience to play a role in a relationship. That's really what it is, right? It's roles. So an extrovert often thrive on social settings. I'm an extrovert. I can be an introvert also, but I'm more an extrovert. I like to be out there in the public with my peers, with my friends, going dancing, going here and there, right? That's an extrovert that could actually deal with all different personalities and coming back to reality where they're calm and collective, okay? Then there's agreeableness. I'm sorry, I do a lot of research, so I am reading off of some notes that I've taken. Okay, so if I'm not looking directly at you, it's because I didn't memorize anything. I do some research to know what I want to talk to you about, because I'm learning too, really. Okay, so highly agreeable individuals are often cooperative, empathetic, and good at conflict resolution. So, which can lead to a greater relationship harmony wise, right? Harmonious. Okay. Consciousness individuals are organized, reliable, and tend to follow through on commitment. So if you're going to be conscious of what you're doing in the relationship, it's wise. It really is, because you want to just make sure that you're building this on trust, reliability, compatibility, and you just want everything to combine into one. Openness and experience. Individuals high in openness enjoy novelty, intellectual stimulation. So, yes, it's part of being extroverted. It's part of knowing what you can do and what you can't do and to what level, right? So a lot of people are introverted and not extroverted. So what does that mean? They say opposites attract. Okay, but if somebody wants to go out and be with people all the time and the other person wants to stay home, well, where does that leave either of you? And then how do you compromise that? When you're over 40, you do compromise, but make sure that you're not settling. Make sure you're not settling, okay? According to relationship wizards, there's no right or wrong personality, but there are 4 personalities: the explorer, the builder, the negotiator, and the director. Let me explain. So the explorer in the relationship will thrive on newness, things that are new, right? They want to explore, so they want new things to do. They will get bored if they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Spontaneity, right? And flexible. Curious and open-minded. And sometimes the explorer might be less inclined to commit into a relationship, because what happens is they like to do things, and their partner doesn't like to do as much as them, it's not going to end very well. You know, you really want to have some common ground. Okay? And the explorer can also be impulsive. Their desire, you know, to have impulsive decisions. So just be careful with the explorer. Okay? The builder. Okay, so the builder is actively strengthens and it tries to improve the relationships, tries to teach, you know, the romantic partnership, open to communication, mutual respect. You know, the builder will teach you how to respect if they feel you're not. So let's say you said something inappropriate. The builder will say to you, hey, please don't say that again. You know, it hurt my feelings. What they should really also say is, can you please tell me what you meant by that? Because I'm not sure if I understand. So the builder will come back and explain what happened, or why he said what he said, or why she said what she said, to build the non-argumentative structure. We're getting to an age, as I mentioned, we do not want to argue. It's enough. Solid communication, the builder will build you up to teach you. Okay. The builder will also express appreciation and affection. Builders regularly express their love and gratitude for their partner through verbal and through actions. They say who they are. We don't know. Actions speak louder than words. So if somebody says they'll do something, they don't do it, it's not going to go over very well. If you say something, follow through. Okay? It's so important to follow through with what you're trying to do. You know, open communications as a builder, you want to keep building. So you want to keep communicating and saying things that are positive. Very important. The builders trust and respect. If you don't have a respect, the relationship's over. There's no going back. The builder will respect you and will trust you until they don't anymore. And then that's it. Okay? So let's just move on. The negotiator. Oh boy. In a relationship, the negotiator is someone who helps partners navigate disagreements and find mutual agreeable solutions. The negotiator is going to negotiate the argument. So if person A, who's over here, person A, says, I didn't like how you said this today to me, and I don't think you should say it like that, the negotiator will come in and say, hey, honey, I didn't mean it like that. But let's find common ground, right? Let's find common ground and let's talk it out. Okay? And the negotiator is also an active listener, paying close attention to every detail you say, because if he has to come back with something, he'll negotiate it back in. Okay, it's not a bad trait. I don't know. I'm not a negotiator. That's for sure. Sometimes I think I'm a director, which is the next topic. It's not controlling. It's just different. Okay. Respect, compromise, finding common ground, seeking win-win solution, negotiator. Household chores, agreeing on a fair division of tasks based on preferences and availability. Men usually take out the garbage. Men usually take care of the outside property. They won't do laundry. Most of them mess that up. Sometimes they'll cook, right? The women usually do the cleaning part. Most of the time women do the cooking. A lot of men know how to cook though today, so it's pretty good. It's nice. You know, just make it fair when you're negotiating the tasks in the house. Now, there's another thing. If you're staying in the house, your girlfriend's house or your boyfriend's house, 4 days out of 7, there's a responsibility. Responsibility, keep your stuff clean, put your things away. It's not your house. It's her house or his house. Another thing is be fair with finances. Bring food in, do the groceries, pay for something. You're there 4 out of 7. Just saying, okay? Don't be selfish and don't be cheap on that. Ladies and gentlemen, be careful with that. Because the negotiator will come out and say, hey, you know, how are we going to work this out? You know, the person who's coming into the house should really come out and negotiate what they're going to pay for if they're there for 4 days. Don't take somebody for granted, okay? Improve communication. The director. In the context of professional relationships, especially in fields like film or business, a director in a relationship can refer to a few different scenarios. A director dating a subordinate, like an actor or employee. It's like the same thing, you know? You're directing the relationship. You could be the control of the relationship, or you can combine it with the negotiator. Ethical concerns. Potential conflict, being a director. So what does that mean? The director's decision and judgment can be questioned if they are perceived as being influenced by the romantic relationship rather than solely on merit. The director. Consequences. In some industries like media, such relationship might lead to disciplinary actions. Okay, so being a director, okay, my boyfriend wasn't nice to me. I'm not going to answer his calls. I'm going to ghost him a little bit. That's so controlling. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay? Director to director relationship. So you're the director, and he or she's the director. Oh boy. When two directors are in a relationship, especially within the same organization, it's important to maintain professionalism and transparency to avoid potential conflict of interest. But when you're in a relationship, that's business. But when you're in a relationship and you have the same personality, you're going to butt heads. Be careful with that. Communicate, compromise. Keys in a relationship, right? Okay. Now, there's benefits. In some cases, directors in a relationship can offer a unique understanding of each other's challenges, potentially leading to a stronger collaboration, right? Okay. So there's other personality traits too, right? So talkative or quiet partnership. There could be one person in the relationship who's very talkative, and there's one that's quiet. And the reason why there's a quiet one is because there could be a potential for an argument, or if she or he says something, they might be afraid there could be a conflict. So just be careful. Be open with your partner about every subject. It's going to come up anyway. So you just want to be there and be out there. Personalities are like that. We're all different. You know, you can't have the same personality. Yes, I could be funny. He could be funny, but I could be a director and he could be a negotiator. Watch the video again so to hear the explanations. Then you have your introvert and your extrovert, right? The agreeable and the assertive partnership. So you just want to know that there are different emotional things that we could be, right? I personally like the idea of, if I have to choose between the explorer, builder, negotiator, and director, I would like to see myself as the builder. because I like to build and hope and maybe change a few things along the way so that we build into something healthier, right? You want a healthy relationship. So try to, if you think that you're more of a director and you're more pushy, and everything has to go your way because you're the higher up, go back a few steps and try to be a builder instead, because that will help you a little bit better in your relationship. Emotional, reactive, and calm partnership. Emotional calm partners may find the emotional drama of a reactive partner entertaining, while the emotional reactive partner may find the calm partner soothing. Over time, the emotional reactive partner may find the emotionally calm partner dull. That's what I'm saying, right? Quiet versus outspoken, It's better on some levels to be with a partner that's similar to you, but not all like you. Okay? The planner and the spontaneous couple. I love it. I would love to meet someone who was spontaneous, would call me up, 10 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, how do you feel like going for a road trip today, just to anywhere? And then this way, I don't have to make decisions all the time. That's where I'm the director, taking control of the relationship. I don't want that. I want to be the builder. Okay? I like somebody to plan. Or it should be equal. 1 week you plan, 1 week I plan. So it's kind of like surprise, right? Sorry about my screen. So we covered a lot of stuff, right? Different personalities, which is pretty cool, right? So remember, the explorer is somebody who likes to go out and learn new things and do new things, and actually probably meet new people with different opportunities or different things that they like to do. Just the explorer, just be an explorer. You're not going to want to commit until you find the one that likes to do the things that you like to do and take you to be a spontaneous person, right? The builder is the person who's going to help build the relationship into something very healthy and honest, right? The negotiator is going to negotiate in every argument. And sometimes that could lead to being a narcissist. So be careful with that, right? So, okay. And also the director. The director is the one who's going to be a little bit more controlling and is going to lead the relationship into what they might want, and you might not want it. Try to remember, if you're with a director, try to be a little bit like a negotiator so that you could help each other. Okay? All right. So on that note, I have no really other stories for you except that if you're dating one woman or one man and you're going to be monogamous, trust. Be monogamous. You're going to be found out. Okay? Thanks. Have a great day and a great weekend. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.